Hello and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble and these are your readings from the 13th through to the 18th. I'm really sorry that it's late. I put a video out so you'll know why that is happening, and you may hear some banging in the background. They are renovating the floor beneath me, but it's not as bad as it was. So I'm just going to go ahead with these readings. A little bit about the astrology report. I will put a timeline if you're looking at your sun, moon and rising, so you're looking at multiple videos. I will put a time where you can skip the report if you've seen it already. So the big news this week is the new moon in Pisces. This is a beautiful, it's kind of going to be like an ethereal feeling because, you know, Neptune is in Pisces, and Pisces is this deep spiritual connection to oneness. Neptune is kind of dreamy and spiritual too. So we have this incredible opportunity to have deep meditations and connection with source energy and the collective, the oneness. Now, at the same time, the sun and the moon is trying to Jupiter, which is beautiful. It's about expansion and bigness and oneness, and it's about society, right? But Jupiter is going retrograde. Now, when a planet, but it's a very slow moving planet, right? So it's kind of a subtle energy. Now, when a planet is moving forward, it's kind of the external world, right? And then when a planet moves retrograde, it's about the internal world. So it's really important for us to go inside and see, and the aspects of that planet, you know, what's related to that planet. We can look inside and see where we can improve. It's really about self-reflective, self-growth. You know, it's all about healing too, and it's about releasing that which no longer works for us. Now, Chiron is also playing a part of this. So Chiron is the wounded healer, right? So we're going to have this kind of vulnerability. It's important for us to trust our emotions, right? See where our emotions lie. Go deep and allow the healing to take place, and then release it, because things are going to be moving into Aries, and that's like spring. That's the start of the astrological year. So it's about springing into action, right? So we need to kind of sloth all that does not work for us any longer. And we have this wonderful healing opportunity. So, you know, with healing comes vulnerability, and we have to allow that vulnerability to, you know, to happen so that we can heal. Now, we also have Mars is playing a big part, and it's square, which means it's not in a great aspect to Venus and Mercury. Excuse me. So we might have some communication issues. You know, Mars is like the planet of war. It's going to kind of give us some frustration mentally, communications. It's like we really have to, first of all, be aware what's happening astrologically, and then we can rein ourselves in. It's very important to kind of hold off on reacting, right? We can have these spurts of frustration and these kind of anger and saying things that we don't mean to be saying, don't mean to say, or what we say can be misconstrued. So it's very important to rein yourself in, to respond rather than to react, right? So keep that in mind this week. But this beautiful new moon, listen, new moons are about new beginnings. We have this really fresh restart, you know. It's a beautiful opportunity to start over, something fresh. So it's important for your intentions and to be really positive and optimistic. You know, new moons are about putting our intentions out there. And I always say it's not about putting your goals down. It's about how you would feel if your goals describing how you feel if you reached your goal. So it's when you start describing it and start writing it down, you're in that feeling and you're attracting that, right? That's the law of the universe. Thoughts are electric and feelings are magnetic. So write down how it would feel if this dream happened, right? And describe that feeling. And as you describe it, you're going to be in it, and then you're going to attract it. Right? So wonderful, incredible opportunity this week. It's kind of exciting. So anyway, without further ado, let's go to your readings. Let's go to the cards for you guys. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for March the 13th through March the 18th. This is a general reading. If you'd like a personalized reading, that information will be in the description box below. This is your sun, moon, and rising. So check those links will be below also. And please check out my Patreon page. You know, I started it. It's a way to show some support and some love to me. The link to that will be below. Check it out. I do special rewards for different levels. And then all patrons get exclusive posts just on you know, on the page. So check it out. You might like it. And please like, share, comment. I always read every comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I want to thank you all for tuning in and being here. I really appreciate you. And let's go to your cards. The first card that came up for you is the Strength card. Right? And this is kind of what we have to keep in mind this week, because we have Mars is at play, right? And Mars is changing signs. So we really need to be, we need to have self-control. This is about self-discipline and self-control. It's about being in the moment. It's about not reacting, responding, right? Now, clarifying this is the Three of Water, which is a celebratory card. This is about celebrating the magic in every moment. Now, this brings me back to this, right? Because the lion is enjoying this wonderful time with this lovely maiden here in this card. And his nature is to kind of attack the unknown, you know? Somebody comes into a space to attack them, but he recognizes the value in being in the moment and his self-control, because that way he can really enjoy this time with the maiden. Now, if he goes with his nature or reacts in the way that, you know, instinctually, then he wouldn't have this beautiful moment to share. So this is about self-control. It's about self-discipline. It's about, you know, being in the moment, and it's about celebrating the magic in every moment, right? Because this is emotional, right? And this is the Strength card. So also this is saying there's strength in kindness and compassion. That's where the strength lies, in kindness and compassion. So when you hold back and you respond with kindness and compassion, right, then the results are so much more wonderful. Because when one reacts, it's just messy and not very good. And with Mars at play this week, we're going to have the instinct, right, to jump, to react, to be angry, to spurts of frustration. But really, we need self-control, and we can celebrate that. It'll be a celebratory moment if we can have that self-control. Now, the next card that comes up, darling, is the Ace of Wands. This is like, the Ace of Wands is akin to kindle, right? It's the kindling of a fire. It's the spark that starts a huge fire. It's the beginning of something. It's passion. It's the start of something big and wonderful and passionate and hot and fiery, right? So this is a beautiful opportunity. Look, the fire's starting below, and you've got all those lovely, look, all those lovely precious stones So this can also mean a brilliant idea, right? But this usually the ones is something to do with career, with money, with moving forward. Now, what's clarifying that is the Four of Water. So what you're being asked to do here, because the Four of Water is a distraction. It's being distracted. It's not being in the moment. It's not focusing, right? It's so like off in a dream world, which is very easy to do because this new moon in Pisces, you know, has Neptune at play. It's all about dreamy and, you know, off, distracted. You know, like you smoked a lot of weed or something. It's very that. So you have to kind of bring yourself down. You're being asked to be in the moment, because this means that if you're not in the moment, you'll miss this, right? So it's about focusing and being present. Because when you're distracted, off in your head, dreaming, you know, daydreaming, you won't notice this beautiful spark. This, you know, you won't be able to tap into this idea or see this opportunity or notice it. You are being asked, and then look, yes, you'll be grounded, darling. That's what this is. This is get grounded. And this is news. This is an opportunity. I'm seeing focus here. Focus so that you see the opportunity and you hear, this is news of the opportunity, right? So this is something that you're going to hear about. This can be like insurance money coming in. This can be finding money in your wallet or in your pocket or on the street and there's no one around. This could be money that comes to you out of nowhere, but it can be news of that too. So it can be emails, texts, you know, telephone calls. It can be anything that's kind of carrying good news. So this is good news, right? But it's also about being grounded and then clarifying that as a magician. You have all the tools. You can create whatever you want to create right now, Gemini. You have that power to create whatever you desire. But you must be focused and be in the moment. I am definitely getting be grounded this week, and it's so easy not to be. So all of what's happening astrologically can really affect you this week, Gemini. But if you're aware of it, then you can rein it in. You can have some self-control. You don't have to react. When somebody pushes your button, don't jump. You know, take a deep breath and just grit your teeth, bite your tongue, and hold back. And just be present in the moment. Just be in the moment. Don't be off in a daydream. Focus. Concentrate on being in every moment and celebrating the blessing of every moment, because there are wonderful things that you don't want to miss this week. You don't want to miss this brilliant idea that you could get by being in the moment, right? Or this wonderful opportunity that's in front of you. That sometimes we miss opportunities all the time when we're not looking. We're not even paying attention, right? So we have to be present. Breathe. Meditate, clear your mind so that you can have clarity of mind, so that you can be present in every moment, so you can celebrate the magic in every moment, and so you can become the magician and create the life that you desire. It's all there for the taking. You just have to look for it, and you have to be present in order to receive it. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.